Just welcome back. Damn, I'm the asshole.
Welcome.
Yes, indeed.
Indubitably.
Quite.
Yep.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. How's everybody doing? How's everyone staying warm?
Yeah. It's still cold. How you doing all right with the fan, by the way?
I'm high beamed up. I'm
Yeah.
sure comments are gonna be like, "Look at them nips," but you know,
They're not like the most obvious. Like when you do that, yeah. But like, yeah.
that's why
kinda,
I'm slouched.
Oh yeah, you're a little bit more like.
Yeah, I've been like this the whole time, like adjusting my shirt a little bit, like. But no, I'm good. I'm good. Not as I'm better, I should say, than these stories we're about to read. Apparently, like some of them.
That is,
So for context, anybody, we actually started proofing the titles, but we instead of just like clicking some that are like, oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
We started proofing them a little bit, like, oh,
yeah. We're not reading the actual articles, but we're like really like kind of looking at the title and making sure. So we'll probably still have some that slip through, but
yes, but we're at least doing our due diligence to make sure that all looks good for y'all. So
because we're professionals.
Subscribe. That's all I was gonna say. Subscribe.
Yep, subscribe.
Yeah. Hit the bell icon and then like the video.
Mm-hmm.
And as always, comment as we go through the stories. Comment, let us know what you think. Yeah.
It's you already know what the topic is probably by the thumbnail and the title, but so we always like you to drop an emoji for the engagement.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking there's an X icon. I think we should do that one on this one.
Big red X. Drop it in the comments.
Big old red X. Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
Make it simple. Make it easy.
Make it easy.
Big red X in the comments because today's topic is X's.
Ooh.
And
all my exes live in Texas, which isn't true, but
it's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
But no, X's, we've all had them. We some good, some bad, some in between.
Yep.
These we're gonna see what kind of X's they are.
Yeah, some of them are gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm. So
playing rock paper shotgun.
rock paper Glock. All right.
All right, ready?
I should have said Glock paper scissors. That'll work so much better.
Honestly,
damn,
man, hindsight. It'll get you.
All right.
Rock paper scissors shoot.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm back on my shit. Anyways.
Little intense there, bud. It's a game that ultimately doesn't matter.
It matters.
Does it? Yeah.
Men did not fight on the beaches in Normandy for us to not be able to participate in good RPS.
Okay. Yeah. I forgot. That's one of those many freedoms that we enjoy.
That's exactly right. The members of the Ming Dynasty who played ping pong and ding dang played RPS to see who got first serve. They did not die in vain.
They didn't. There's so many things I need to go on to before this becomes a whole episode in and of itself. How about you go ahead and read that first one there, buddy? I'd like to apologize on behalf of the show.
I just watched you reboot in real time. You just...
You said the fucking like Winter Soldier words.
Anyways, let's begin. Are you staring at me?
I'm just waiting on you, buddy.
Mission report, December 17th, 1991. Am I the asshole for calling police on my ex for abandoning his child at mine while... Wait. Am I the asshole for calling police on my ex for abandoning his child at mine while his girlfriend was giving birth?
Mine usually being referred to as like my house or my place.
Okay.
I think this is more than likely a UK person.
Fair.
Yeah.
I, 32 female, have been married to my ex, Dan, 35 male, for 6 years before we divorced. Oh, you were married. Okay. For 6 years before you divorced at the end of 2020 due to him cheating with Kate. Kate and Dan have a son who is 3, which was conceived and born during the pandemic while I was under high risk, and their entire affair has cost me some of my physical health, not just mental. After the divorce, Dan moved out from my house and we haven't spoken since. Last week, Dan suddenly dropped his son at my house without giving me any warning or explanation. He only mumbled that Kate was giving birth to their second child and needs him in the delivery room due to complications. He left before I could protest, and I have tried texting and calling him multiple times and have received no reply. I do not know why he thought it was a good idea, as I had plans and they definitely don't involve someone else's child. I ended up calling the police and have told them what happened, explained it that it is not my child and I haven't agreed to look after him, and his dad is not responding. They took the child and I haven't heard anything until very early hours the same day when my ex called me an asshole, as the cops found them in the hospital and basically forced him out of the delivery room so he can look after his child. So he missed the birth of his second, and Kate had some complications, so she is in intensive care. He also started shouting, saying that his and Kate's parents are living at the opposite ends of the country and have medical conditions, which mean they cannot look after his son. I have told him that he should have used his brain cells and thought about it in advance instead of dumping the product of his affair at my house. That's rough. Knowing that me and him are not civil, but was called an even bigger asshole. I have mentioned this to some of my family and friends. While some people are on my side, others agree with my ex, saying I should have looked after the kid and an asshole for calling the cops.
Holy shit.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Whew. Okay. I'm gonna catch some hell here.
Okay.
This was made 28 days ago, so it was recent. You're an asshole.
Wow.
Here's why.
Okay.
Sam, what happened recently?
There's a lot of different things that happened recently, but I'm assuming you're talking about you had a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did that child show up on a day that we had planned?
No, definitely not.
Yeah. And what did we have to do with our first child?
We took him.
Very abruptly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that was kind of always the plan.
Yeah. But much more abruptly than originally planned, as in, we found out as we were speeding to the hospital, right?
Yeah.
I don't think in this situation that I don't think she should have, had to deal with this. I get that your ex, definitely cheated on you it sounds like during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Before that, you got divorced at the end of 2020 during the pandemic. It's been a while, not saying wounds heal that fast, especially sounds like you've had physical and mental issues since then, which I understand that you're working through. That's good.
Yeah.
But I'm going to fix that for you.
Oh, I didn't notice.
I just don't I think it's unfair to call the child the product of an affair. Like the child didn't do anything to you.
Yeah.
And this is one of those times where you just don't know what happened for him to have to drop him off there.
Mm-hmm.
As someone who very much went through a very abrupt situation of both times with both pregnancies, where I had no fucking clue what was going on. I was flying by the seat of my pants because they were both very abrupt, emergency visits. You don't know. Yeah. You really don't know. Like literally, I remember here, our oldest, we had to pawn our oldest off on our next door neighbor. Very last minute, they weren't planning on watching a kid.
Yeah.
But very last minute, we had to do that so that way y'all had time to come get him.
Mm-hmm.
We had to rush out the door. They weren't planning on that. Not granted, it's not an X or anything, but still, I lean asshole more. Everyone sucks, because I also look at the standpoint of if all this context being true, and your ex wasn't answering his phone, that's different.
Yeah.
Now, you also mentioned that there were complications to the wife. Well, that makes sense why he didn't answer his phone.
Yeah.
His phone probably wasn't even on him, because especially if you have to go into the operating room, you're scrubbed up. Yeah. You have no access to your phone. Now, the only time you have access to your phone is if they have you in a position where you can grab it, and they'll tell you like, okay, you're allowed to go in your pockets, because you can't, fuck up the area. You literally, it's sanitized.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I might be a little harsh here, but like, I want to say asshole leaning. Everyone sucks, but I'm definitely saying asshole.
Yeah.
Like calling the police, doing that. Like if the police had taken that in a different direction, they would have an entire different court case on their hands.
Yeah. Yeah. The police are definitely kind in this scenario.
Oh, very. Child abandonment is not something they play with.
Yeah.
They would have called CPS like that and game over. Like you're now having to worry about, you're having to worry about taking care of a new one, but you also have to figure out how to get your oldest back.
Yeah.
So I think that that's a bit aggressive. I think that in that event, maybe, especially if you're an ex-wife, you probably still have the contact of some family members. If not, there's ways to figure that out.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it sounds like they said something about like the parents were all on the opposite side of the country. So like, they weren't close at all.
I don't know. I'm asshole leaning. Everyone sucks.
I wouldn't say asshole. I'm gonna say everyone sucks, leaning more not the asshole, because honestly, like, he had no right dropping the kid off there at all. Which I would agree that going as far as calling the cops, like I would watch the kid, like make sure the kid's fine, and be like, don't ever come to my fucking house again, and then like deal with it after the fact.
Yeah, like talk to them after, have that conversation. Don't take it out on the fucking kid.
Yeah, well, and I don't think there's anything being taken out on the kid. I think it's just like, and I get where they're coming from, because it sounds like they definitely didn't have a good breakup there. Yeah, dude was cheating. Cheaters are assholes. Sorry, I just want to make sure it's still recording. And yeah, he was in a tough situation, but at the end of the day, yeah, he has absolutely no right to drop the kid off there. If he had called ahead maybe and said, or texted and said, hey, I could really use a favor right now. This is what's happening. And not just assuming that he's going to do it.
That's where I'm leaning. Yeah. Everyone sucks.
Yeah. So like, and I think, I would lean more, not the asshole. I'm saying everyone sucks just because the cops, I don't think, was a situation that you needed to involve it in. Like, just put a fucking movie on, feed him some chicken nuggets, and
yeah,
and call him good. Which, it's a shitty situation either way. Yeah, I'm just gonna say everyone sucks, leaning not the asshole.
I'll adjust to everyone sucks, leaning asshole. I'll meet you in the middle there, because I do think that there is after hearing you explain that, there's a more prominent role of everyone being shitty in this whole situation.
Yeah,
but everyone says not the asshole.
Yeah, and I can see why that's a thing. But yeah, it's, to me, it's just the cops were a bit of a push.
Not the asshole. I mean, I do feel for that poor kid being dropped off at a total stranger's house, who then calls the police, and the police take him to his dad, and his dad is stressed and furious. That must have been a hellishly traumatizing night for him. Absolutely. But you didn't decide to traumatize that boy like that. His dad did. Of course, his dad should have figured out ahead of time what the plan was for looking after a 3-year-old. If his mom had to go to the hospital, of course, the plan should not have included dump boy on ex with no notice.
Yeah.
Okay.
You haven't spoken to this man in 3 years, and he suddenly turns up expecting you to look after the child. He had with his affair partner. This is absolutely bonkers. Of course, it was a very shitty situation for the child to be in, but that's not your fault or responsibility. Dad put him in that situation.
Yep.
And while I agree with that, again, just the cops is a little bit of a stretch.
That's where I'm at. Yeah. That's where I'm at. Like,
it's,
I always try to put myself in in OP's shoes.
Yeah.
Of how would I react in that event? If I saw that happening, I'm thinking, okay, it's an emergency situation. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the kid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure kid's okay. Like you said, some Dino Nuggies and some Bluey on the TV, and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not calling the cops. I'm not going the extra mile to make sure that kid gets picked up. Like look, you dropped him off here.
Yeah.
You made mention that there's situations happening, which I don't know. In a heated moment, that whole point, go back up to the top real quick. Suddenly dropped his son at my house without giving me any warning or explanation. He only mumbled that Kate was giving birth to their second child and needs him in the delivery room due to complications. It's that part he only mumbled that Kate was doing that. I think what you heard was bits and pieces. Selective hearing is a very real thing.
It can be. Yeah.
You heard bits and pieces of what he said. He was probably trying to explain to you the severity of the situation.
Yeah. And
you took it differently. Like, that does happen. Everyone has that happen to them. Anybody in the comments who says it doesn't, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
It happens. You have a whole cockatoo look going on right now. It's pretty hot.
Oh, yeah. My new look.
Yeah, it's pretty hot.
Mm-hmm.
But I like it. That doesn't mean you call the cops. That doesn't mean you put the boy through a traumatizing experience.
Yeah. It's already traumatizing
like you said,
enough.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Take it out on the dad when he comes back.
Yeah.
When he shows up, hey, we're going to step away for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I would go as far as saying, like, if you do anything like this again, I'll call the cops.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but.
Agreed.
You know,
have that conversation then. Hey, don't fucking do this.
Yeah.
I will end this. Like, you need to never do this again.
Yeah. Or hell, like, see if there's like a daycare place that you could take him to and be like, the dad will pay for it when he gets back.
Yeah.
Or something like that. You know, like, I don't know if that's something that could be
usually
done.
not how that works, but
I know. Yeah. But, you know, I'm just trying to think of a way that, you know, I don't think the cops necessarily need to get involved.
The daddy dump daycare.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Let's see if there's any other options.
I don't see a you're the asshole in sight.
Probably won't be, because I get why they're saying not the asshole. Like, it's not unreasonable for them to say that in this.
Who exactly are the people sticking up for him? Reconsider those friendships. I don't think anybody's really sticking up for him. I would say that I think in that situation, yes, absolutely, he probably was trying to explain to you and you didn't hear him.
Yeah.
But I like, no one's sticking up for him.
No. Yeah. There's no world where he's a good person. But it's already a traumatizing enough time for the kid.
Yeah. Why do you care about anything he says? Dude cheated on you. Why isn't he blocked? Why do you entertain his games? I have blocked him, but I had to unblock his number temporarily when he dropped off his son. I don't care much about what he says, but was a bit surprised to hear some of my own family members saying I could have spent the time babysitting the kid since the kid is innocent and had it. I mean, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
You know, being a good human being takes only but so much energy. Like, it's not the kid's fault.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's looking like a lot of
people saying not the assholes.
And again, I get it. Just, yeah. Anyway.
Next.
Moving on.
You're up.
Am I the asshole for asking my ex-boyfriend to be my best man? Oh, shit. Although
spicy.
I'm wondering, because ex-boyfriend is in quotes, so let's see what happens here.
Yep.
Near the end of the year, I'm 27 male, going to be marrying the love of my life, 30 female. We have been together for 4 years now, and since I popped the question, we've been busy planning. One of the first things we decided... You good?
Is this ex-boyfriend or ex-best friend? Let's keep reading. Keep reading.
Yeah, fair. One of the first things we decided was our bridal party. We both already knew exactly who we were going to ask, and we had no issues with each other's choices, at least at the beginning. My fiance recently found out that I used to date my best man, 26 male, and is furious I would never told her he was my ex, and that I had not only invited him, but also wanted him in the bridal party. Nope, it's ex-boyfriend. Yep.
Okay, yep.
The thing is, I never purposely hid the fact that we used to date from her. I just genuinely forgot. We had been friends for years and we got on so well, we decided to give it a try, and it just wasn't meant to be. We were together for less than a month, and it wasn't really that different from how we were being friends, except we made out and had sex sometimes. I have to actively be reminded of it, as it's not something that I think about. When I look at him, I don't see an ex. I see my best friend of over 10 years. He was my friend for years before we dated and years after. I don't think it classes him as an ex, and I don't think it should mean that he's excluded from my wedding. But my fiance is adamant that it's disrespectful to her and that it's her wedding, so she should get a say. I don't want to exclude him, but if I knew that she would react like this, I might have just invited him as a guest. So am I the asshole? Edit to add, because I've seen this question pop up a few times. Me and my best friend were 16 and 15 when we quote unquote dated.
Yeah, y'all. You just said y'all were banging. Y'all need to be careful with that shit. Underage, that's fucked.
You weren't banging when you were underage?
I'm not saying I wasn't. I'm saying you gotta be careful with that shit, because I had some scares. Like, granted, these are two guys. I understand it's not gonna be like that kind of scare, but still, like, you know,
yeah,
being clean nonetheless. Like, that's a big thing.
Yeah,
I practicing safe sex is a big thing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I think I should read this next
Yeah,
part.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I think I've caused some confusion by using the word forgot. It's not like it's completely left my mind. It's just something I don't think about or crosses my mind without being reminded about it. And when I was reminded about it, I didn't see it as that significant. And I see that even if I didn't see it as significant, I should have still told my girlfriend. So yeah, like a handful of times a year, it would be brought up as a joke by friends while I'm out with them. But that's really it.
Okay. So let's take into account here for something, because as you're reading this, I was processing dates and whatnot. So they were 16. OP was 16, now 27. So that's 11 years later, right? And let's see, hang on. They were best friend of over 10 years. He was my friend years before we dated and after. What's up?
I'm just checking things.
Oh, okay. I don't think it classes him as an ex. So they were together for like a month, is what they said, right?
Yeah.
For less than a month.
It wasn't really that different from how we were being friends, except we made out and had sex sometimes.
So you don't make out now. You don't bang. Yeah. You're just friends. If it wasn't brought up, your fiance would never have known. According to this, since the popular question we've been busy planning, one of the first things we decided was a bridal party. We both knew exactly who we were going to ask and had no issues with each other's choices, at least at the beginning. My fiance recently found out that I used to date my best man and is furious I never told her he was my ex and that I had not only invited him, but I was also wanting him in the bridal party. So here's my question. No reasonable human being is going to go off like that over a less than a month-long situation when you've been friends for that long.
Yeah.
There was never any indication that your fiance had to be worried or concerned about the two of you together. There was never any reasonable doubt that you were being unfaithful. So what's the fucking problem now?
Yeah, I don't really see it as a problem necessarily. Of course, you need to communicate. We're not doing the bit. But I can see where, like, there have been girls that, like, would date for like 2 weeks or something like that. And I totally had forgotten about it, until years later, which even that, like, it's not really an issue for me because one, moved very far away from them and they're not in my life anymore. But like, I wouldn't hold that against my wife, like tables turned, it was like, oh, it's 2 weeks or whatever. Like, and
yeah,
but
less than a month, over a decade ago.
Yeah. When you were
like,
kids.
Yeah. There's, I see no world where OP is an asshole here.
Yeah.
I think that, like, if fiance got furious because she found out later on, Let's see. Hang on. Reminded. My fiance is adamant that it's disrespectful to her and that it's her wedding, so she should get a say. It's not her wedding.
It's their wedding.
It's their wedding.
Now, while a say is deserved, I don't think you need to go that far.
That doesn't mean
Like,
it's final. Okay. I think we need to all have a nice little moment to remind the group watching. A wedding is a beautiful ceremony of two individuals coming together in holy matrimony or unholy matrimony, whichever you choose. The kicker here is that it's two people, not one. A wedding is not just her day. It is their day.
Yeah.
It's a day for them to celebrate their marriage, their newfound marriage. When I see things like that, where it's her wedding, so she should get a say, bullshit. Because what that's telling me is she is expecting him to chop it off, end of story.
Yeah.
Her word is law. No. OP is not an asshole here. I can't even err on the side of everyone sucks.
My only thing is like it should have been brought up at some point, especially if they hang out a lot. But I see where, like I said, that could have been something that was overlooked.
Well, let's read this last paragraph real quick. Okay, I think I've caused some confusion by using the word forgot. It's not like it completely left my mind. It's just something that I don't think about or crosses my mind without being reminded about it. And when I was reminded about it, I didn't see it as that significant. I now see that even if I didn't see it as significant, I should have still told my girlfriend. Yeah. So yeah, like a handful of times a year, I would be brought up as a joke by my friends while I'm out with them, but that's really it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, that's like my only little thing, but I'm still going to say not the asshole.
Yeah,
here.
I'm not the asshole.
Yeah, I don't.
I think your best friends, your best friends. Hell, one of my best friends, I've said this before, love her to death. She's a sweetheart. Love her boyfriend too. She and I started, literally, we met through a friend. We dated for like a week or two.
Yeah.
Went out on a couple dates, shared some drinks. All the fun stuff was great. Great time. All of it. Figured out, hey, we're better friends.
Yeah.
We've been best friends ever since. She came here to stay just a few months ago, just to hang out, come see the family. My wife asked me, hey, did you two ever do anything? I mean, we tried dating, didn't work out. We've been best friends ever since. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's most reasonable people will have that reaction.
Yes.
I think, so definitely the fiance is going a little overboard there, but.
So not the asshole.
Yeah. I think not the asshole. However, everybody else says.
I can't wait to read these.
Asshole. Like we said earlier, or on the previous episode, people tend to be a little spicy.
Yeah. So. Reddit comments tend to get spicy. So let's see what this says.
You're the asshole. Hiding some facts about your past romantic relationship is the same as lying. Why did you not tell her about him? Apparently, Opie forgot. I don't know how that's possible. Like,
it was 11 years ago. Yeah. Do you? Okay, so I'm 32. 11 years ago, I'd be 21. Who was I with?
Was it your ex-fiance?
I think it was my ex-fiance.
Yeah.
See, do you see how hard it was for me to think about that?
Yeah, because your 21st birthday, you were together.
Yes.
So
there you go.
You might have broke up with her that year.
But I had to think about that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
How I don't have that knowledge readily available.
You're the asshole. You don't forget about a romantic relationship you had with your best friend of 10 years. If it was a one-night stand with a stranger, sure, I can see that slipping the mind. Your fiance isn't buying your excuse, and neither are we. They hooked up as teenagers for less than a month over a decade ago. Excessive to call it a romantic relationship.
Thank you.
Yeah. No one forgets about hooking up with their best friend. That's nonsense.
Not the asshole. Okay, let's see. I see exactly where you're coming from. You've had such a long friendship with your best man that this small blip of dating would be insignificant to you both. I think Reddit can be very black and white thinking. but this dating is completely different in comparison to if you had dated your best man for months or years, having an actual significant relationship. To me, this would be something you would both laugh at. Remember when we thought we should date? I personally wouldn't see it. Matter of fact, me and my best friend joke about that all the time.
Yeah.
You remember when we tried to do that? That's funny as fuck. Because there's a whole afterthought to that that's even funnier. I'll tell it very briefly. The funny comment of it all, the last day she and I went on ended very quickly because she said she wanted to go home. She was feeling tired. Not a big deal. Then I get invited to go out to the bar about an hour or two later by a friend of mine. I get to the bar and I see her taking tequila shots and we lock eyes. And I was like, tired.
Yeah.
And so I got hammered. She got hammered. We enjoyed our night separately and everything was funny.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. So, let's see. I personally wouldn't see it as a huge red flag, which, by the way, we joke about that all the time. Because if we were on a same-sex dating can be a bit different from opposite-sex dating. I don't know about all that. It's hard sometimes. I hate myself. I hate myself for that. I'm out. I'm done. I'm done. It's hard sometimes knowing if you view the same sex person as a friend or as a little more. I myself have had friends that I've dated and we realized that we are just better as friends and remain strong friends today. However, I can see your wife maybe feeling upset purely because she didn't know. I don't think all your time of being with her that you haven't had a single reminder or thought of the time with your best man. I don't think it's disrespectful to your marriage for him being the best man, but I definitely don't think she doesn't have the right to feel maybe upset or kept out of the loop. I think her feelings need to be allowed to air out and to keep having this discussion.
Yeah.
Exactly. Communicate about it.
Yep. Yeah, a bunch of people, well, a couple of people saying the same thing.
Exactly.
Those aren't even remotely the same scenarios. Isn't some random used to hook up with. Yeah. Anyway, you're the asshole. You should have told her. Hiding things is equivalent to lying. No, oh my God.
Yeah.
Not the asshole. I really don't agree with most of the comments here. Maybe it's a cultural thing, but in my hometown, there was a lot of casual dating in and around our large friend group, especially when we were teenagers and early 20s. I mean, yeah, that happens too.
Yeah.
I mean,
my biphobia alarm, which I admit can be overly sensitive sometimes, is going off. Obviously, I don't know anyone's sexuality here, but are you sure this isn't the real issue? Ooh, I mean,
could be.
Who knows?
It's fair to bring up, but like, I mean, based off the information on the post,
yeah,
I don't see any reason like that he's an asshole. Like, you know, definitely not the asshole. Just hey, maybe you should have told your girlfriend.
Yeah,
you know, that's
next.
Whatever.
Am I the asshole for having a baby shower and not inviting my pregnant ex?
Oh fuck.
I forgot we put this in
just
here.
Really realizing what that means. Yeah. Yep. Really bringing it up here. All right.
Am I the asshole for having a baby shower and not inviting my pregnant ex? So my ex and I are currently expecting a baby and she's 26 weeks along. I am the last and only person in friendship group and my family in my generation and above who hasn't had a kid yet. So everyone's quite excited and they decided to throw me a baby shower just for bants. What does that mean?
Banter.
Oh, they told me they wanted to throw me one and asked if they should invite my ex. I said no because, well, no. We've agreed to co-parent, but we can and should keep some things separate if not necessary to include one another. And this was just with my friends and family. So they threw me this baby shower and it was honestly quite some fun. It was all just jokes and bants. We had a great lunch, had some drinks, treats, and the gift giving. It was more of a celebratory party of me finally joining the parent club than anything. We took a bunch of funny parody type pictures of typical baby shower photo shoots, like one with my stomach out and my friends were feeling the baby, and one of me under baby shower banner with all the balloons and gifts. These were obviously posted and my ex saw them and didn't like it, to say the least. She thinks I am a dickhead for having a baby shower, one, at all, because I refuse to throw her one or help contribute, and two, without her, since I'm not the one pregnant and apparently the photos were sexist and insulting. I get it, but also don't think that it's that big of a deal. Am I the asshole?
Jesus Christ. Ooh. First off, I just like to say that is very funny. I get the joke in the bants, right?
Look, it's hard sometimes.
It does get hard sometimes. Yep.
I feel like I'm about to piss some people off.
I think we might be in agreement on that.
I'm ready to dance. I'm ready to dance.
Go ahead. Takes two to tango.
Hey, not the fucking asshole. Not the asshole at all. Let me explain why. First and foremost, he didn't throw the shower. His friends and family did. They did it to celebrate him. Second of all, you're an ex. You both, as he clearly stated, both agreed to co-parent, right? The baby shower in question here is, if you're co-parenting, that means you both need to have substantial items, diapers, wipes, clothing, formula, what have you, all at both houses, right? So that means that all the gifts that he received are going to go to his domicile for him to have preparations ready for the baby to be there.
Yeah.
Period. 3, X is upset because OP didn't give her a baby shower. You're an ex. Your family and friends could have done that for you, but it is not his responsibility. It's not OP's responsibility to do that for you anymore because you're an ex.
Yeah.
I understand that you both have a baby together, but guess what? If you also decide to co-parent, that means you handle your own shit. He handles his. End of story.
Yep.
I think the whole thing is awesome. Celebrating new life is awesome.
Yeah.
Helping him out, helping OP out with all that is awesome. It's a great look. Friends and family are 2 thumbs up in my book.
Yeah.
For the pregnant ex to get upset, I'm gonna sound a bit heartless here, but you both decided to tango. You both decided to get to make this child, to make this life, and then you both decided to co-parent after this and separately.
Yeah.
So that means you both get to handle things separately. You don't get to eat from his table and him eating from yours.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Co-parenting is just a healthy way of saying we're both going to take care of this child separately, and we're going to make sure that any decisions on the child are made together for the child's sake. That's healthy co-parenting.
Yeah.
The child is number one, period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You just want to be upset because his friends and family actually give a fuck and want to take care of him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with everything you say. Honestly, like, I don't see where he's an asshole here for going to a party that his friends threw for him. Like, and it's, like I said, it's honestly it's making light of a situation, like in a not exactly ideal situation, right? Like, but
it shouldn't be a bad situation to begin with.
No, it's. I'm not saying it's
and
bad.
I agree with you.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not exactly like the cookie cutter ideal look.
No, the pregnant ex is making it bad though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think it's more just his family and friends love him.
Mm-hmm.
They're excited that he's bringing in a little one,
mm-hmm.
adding to the family and the friends.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't you want to celebrate that? And exactly. You don't necessarily No, I can't even really say. Yeah, like, I don't see where she deserves respect for having the baby, for sure. But that doesn't necessarily mean you have to do that part together because you, just like you said, you agreed to co-parent.
Like I said,
do things separately. So
you don't eat at my table, I don't eat at yours.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see where there's an asshole here.
But
everybody else, that asshole.
That asshole.
So, let's see.
I'm going to go against the grain here and say you're the asshole.
I think that's the grain there, buddy. Yeah.
You are as straight as the grain, brother.
I'm assuming it's going to be kind of back and forth.
Yeah. You may contribute equally to baby's upbringing in the future, but at the moment she is doing the majority of the work and would be doing it for some time, maybe even after the birth of the baby if she's breastfeeding. I understand that a future single father deserves a party with his friends and family and a celebration of his parenthood, but calling his party a baby shower as well, refusing to invite her, refusing to contribute to her party and parody photos, all that taken together feel to be an extremely bad taste to me. I think she feels like OP, his friends and family are mocking her and undervaluing what she is going through and is about to go through. And I think she would be right in that. Wrong. Imagine she did not have him added on Facebook.
Yeah.
She wouldn't fucking know. Did you ever think that maybe just possibly not everything has to be fucking done in spite? Crazy, Reddit.
I mean, looking at it the other way, what if everybody threw her one but didn't invite him?
Now,
and
but hey, you know what? Let's talk stigma real quick. If that had happened, you know what's going to happen to him? Not a goddamn thing.
It's fair. Yeah.
But you know why? Because he's just the dad. He's not doing all the work. Yes, we understand we don't do all the work. Yeah. You know how fucking terrifying it is to watch your wife or your partner or whomever you did the tango with and make a baby? Do you know how terrifying it is to go for 10 fucking months and watch their body change and their attitude change and everything go nuts and you have no idea how to fucking navigate that? But God for fucking bid, his family and friends want to do something nice for him.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a double standard.
Yo, I'll side with the dad all day long. As long as they're treating their kids right and making sure that everyone's happy and healthy, dude, fucking go dad.
Yeah.
Oh my dude. I am an old woman and I'm okay with getting downvoted, but you're the asshole. You have a parody shower. It's not a parody shower.
This here too. In 35 years of my life, I've never heard of a man throwing himself a baby shower. He didn't.
His friends fucking did.
He didn't. That's their idea. I thought I saw something.
In 35 years of life, no, that's it. They are usually called diaper parties. It's basically the same thing, except everyone just brings diapers. We had one for our first. The woman had a party, and then the next week we had a dude party. It was fun, but I can't imagine doing a party while not with a mom. So what I'm hearing is everyone is basically saying, hey, dad, you're on your own. You go get all your own shit. Don't celebrate the new life. Don't celebrate you becoming a dad. Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's such a fucking stigma, dude.
In my experience, children with parents who aren't together get 2 events, not 2 graduations or 2 weddings, but 2 birthday parties, 2 Christmases, 2 vacation trips. Baby's going to have 2 households. Both households need clothes and diapers and strollers and wraps and cribs. The baby's mom presumably has family and friends who will help her get set up. Wouldn't it be weirder for her to come to watch him open gifts from his friends and family? Or would you expect her to take everything home to her place?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well fucking said.
Dude,
it's Reddit, man. It's Reddit.
People need to read the whole fucking thing and get the whole fucking context, not just pick out the little sentence that appeals to their ideologies and then say, you're an asshole. So yeah, it's
next.
And final. Am I the asshole for not telling my ex-wife I got married again? Okay. I, 28 male, was married to my ex-wife for 2 years before we divorced because I realized I was gay. I had been out as bi from age 16, as I knew I liked men, but also liked women. However, I realized that when I was 24 that I didn't like women. So I told my wife I wanted a divorce, but said I was happy to co-parent our 1-year-old, and she agreed. We both lived in London until recently I moved to Switzerland to live with my now husband, and we got married there. I did invite my ex as she had a new boyfriend who me and our little boy didn't like, and I knew he would definitely say something homophobic at the wedding. I have complete custody of our son as he wanted to live with me and my ex agreed. Now our son was at the wedding and looked so smart. So I sent photos to my ex and she started messaging me and calling me, telling me I am so rude for not inviting her or even telling her. And she did. She wanted our son back with her. I said no. And now all her family are messaging me saying I'm an asshole and should have told her. I don't know if I am or not. Note, the agreement about custody was in court and she knew at the time I had a fiance. So I don't know what she was expecting to happen in the future. I'm editing the post now just to get some information. I think it's okay to read that. Some people might have needed. My son is 5 currently. He was 1 when we divorced. My son visits her all summer and some school breaks. Also in the UK, they asked my son who he wanted to live with, but that was only a little bit of the reason I got custody. Also, I sent the photos with a message that said, look how smart he looks at my wedding. So I told her in the message. Why is it his? He doesn't need to tell her anything necessarily. And his point of saying she knew I had a fiance at the time.
She's pissed she didn't get invited.
Yeah.
She's not pissed that their son's there.
No.
She's not pissed that he got married. She's not even pissed that he moved.
Yeah.
She's pissed because she didn't get an invite.
Yeah.
Not the asshole.
No.
You sent a picture of your son to your ex because you want to show how awesome y'all's kid looks.
Yeah.
Did you not fucking do that when y'all were together? You know, like,
yeah. I mean,
same context.
At least they have that healthy part of them that,
apparently they fucking don't, because her first reaction was, what the fuck's going on?
Well, no, but what I'm saying is more just like saying that they're at least communicating the pictures back and forth, right? Or at least he is, right? So, they're, because sometimes people will be like, I'm possessive of that photo. Yeah. And don't want to send it, right? So
I'm saying not the asshole.
Yeah, I don't see where there's an asshole here.
There isn't. He's following everything he's supposed to. He's doing exactly what he's enjoying his life with his partner. End of story.
Yeah.
But everyone on Reddit
said everyone sucks.
I've noticed that you and I have gone against the grain a lot on these.
Yeah, we have.
So let's see why they say everyone sucks.
I guess we're probably just misogynistic assholes or something that. So we'll see.
It's hard. Fucking, people are gay and all the nonsense. What can I say to get us demonetized at this point? I don't know. A simple getting married text would not have killed you. She's still involved in her son's life, knowing major life events are happening as a valid complaint. No need to invite her though. Did we have a can everyone just do better tag? Can we go up for a second? I want to read something. Now our son was at the wedding and looked so smart, so I sent photos to my ex and she started messaging me and calling me, telling me I am so rude for not inviting her or even telling her. And she did. She wanted our son back with her. So let's be frank here. She got pissed because she wasn't invited and then demanded her son back. Let's scroll down that comment. But we need to make sure she knows about all valid life events. No need to invite her, though. That's the whole reason she got pissed. Like, everyone's the asshole literally says, point up to post, no need to invite her. A lot of people seem mad I said invite her when I said the exact opposite. No, wait, ETA, didn't we get a comment on one of our videos saying ETA stands for something?
Yeah. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Yeah. But either way. They might not suck, but they really aren't trying.
You don't have to try hard. I mean, like you did your due diligence. That's it. Like, fuck it.
Not the asshole since she already knew you had a fiance. Congrats on the wedding. You were under no obligation to invite her. You could have mentioned that the wedding was happening. However, from her reaction, she probably would have tried to crash it and cause a scene. Honestly, true.
Yeah. And I get not wanting, I don't get, but I can see why he's saying, especially if the boyfriend's not exactly the most,
per what you're literally saying right now. Read the next comment. The biggest part in here that makes me say not the asshole versus everyone here sucks is that her new partner is homophobic.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be telling that to a potentially homophobic person.
Yeah.
So
I just have to say not the asshole.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of not the assholes and then a few everyone sucks. I don't think there's going to be any blatant you're the assholes.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Fake. What court lets a toddler pick custody?
That's part of the edit that they put in later on.
Yeah. And to add to this, if it is real, it's not. Why the fuck would anyone care about the opinion of a parent who willingly gives up their child? That's
just an ignorant person there.
That's Reddit being Reddit. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it for me.
That's it. Yeah.
Let us know what you think. because these were some spicy ones.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a spicy batch today.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know in the comments, and we'd love to hear your thoughts. And of course, you know, we'll have some more of these coming up for you soon. Next week episode, you know, all that good stuff. I don't know what to say here. My brain's fried. After reading those, my brain's fried.
Yeah,
because the comments are what got me. Like I'm trying my hardest to not like rant right now because we're at the end of our episode.
Yeah,
it's where we need to do our outro.
Yep.
But like
it's
my brain,
yeah,
my brain is literally like just start firing off like ammunition. But nonetheless, subscribe, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts as well. Hit the like button, and you know, the button's behind me. The video's behind me too. Dude, my brain's it's all wonky.
Yeah.
I need you to take care of this one. You
the button's behind him. Click it, subscribe. There's another button next to it where that will recommend a video. So click that. And
Reddit's bad for your brain. Don't do too much of it.
Honestly, we do it way too much. Bye.
Bye.